Welcome to Sociology Burger. Do you want fries with it?
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different. We're taking two sources that, on the surface, couldn't be more disconnected.
Right. We have a foundational piece of modern moral philosophy on one hand, and on the other, a massive high-stakes government strategy document.
And we are putting them head to head. Our mission today is to use the philosophical toolkit from Harry Frankfurt's famous essay on bullshit to really dig into the language inside the official 2025 National Security Strategy, the NSS.
And this isn't just an academic exercise in, wordplay. Frankfurt makes a really powerful argument that bullshit is a greater enemy to the truth than lies are.
A greater enemy than lies.
Yes. And that idea becomes incredibly important when you're analyzing a core government document that's supposed to be based in reality.
Okay, so let's set up that toolkit first. We absolutely have to nail down this distinction because I think most of us, we use lie and bullshit almost interchangeably.
We do. But for Frankfurt, they are worlds apart. Let's
Right.
start with the liar. The liar, maybe paradoxically, is completely constrained by the truth.
Constrained by it. How so?
Well, think about it. To tell a good lie, a convincing lie, you have to know the truth first. You have to know the facts so you can then carefully, design your falsehood under the guidance of that truth.
I see. So the liar is like a craftsman. They have a very sharp focus, and they're trying to insert one specific falsehood into the world.
Precisely. As Frankfurt puts it, the truth teller and the liar are playing on opposite sides in the same game. They both have their eyes on the facts. The liar just wants to deny them.
So they still respect the authority of the truth, even as they're trying to defy it.
Exactly. That respect is the crucial element. Now, the bullshitter,
Right. What game is the bullshitter playing?
a completely different one. One that has, frankly, nothing to do with the truth. Frankfurt says the single most important characteristic of the bullshitter is their total indifference to whether their statements are true or false.
Indifference. That's the whole lever right there, isn't it?
It is. The bullshitter's eye is not on the facts at all. They are on neither side, true nor false. They just don't care. They pick and choose words or just make them up to suit whatever their purpose is at that moment.
And that purpose isn't to deceive you about a fact, like a lie does.
Uh.
It's to deceive you about what? About themselves.
Yes, about their enterprise. They're misrepresenting what they're actually up to. They're faking things. The statement they make might even accidentally be true.
It wouldn't even matter to them.
It wouldn't matter at all. Their real goal is to create an impression of themselves, that they're competent or serious or patriotic, regardless of the objective facts on the ground.
And this gives the bullshitter, the bullshit artist, as Frankfurt calls them, so much more freedom than the liar.
So much more. The liar has to stick close to reality. The bullshitter can just, improvise. It's less a craft like lying and more of an art.
Which is why Frankfurt sees it as so much more dangerous. It corrodes our entire relationship with the truth.
Exactly. And that is the framework we are now going to apply to the national security strategy.
Okay, let's turn to the NSS. This is a document that, right from the start, sets a very high bar for itself.
It really does. It says a strategy has to be a concrete, realistic plan that explains the essential connection between ends and means.
And it specifically criticizes past strategies for being just laundry lists of wishes. It promises realism, constraint, all in service of a new golden age.
And right there, the philosophical conflict is set up. A strategy, by its very definition, has to submit to the constraints of reality.
So our job is to see where the NSS actually does that and where it drifts into something else, into rhetoric that's just designed to project an image.
Let's start with the clearest example, which is bullshit as self-promotion. I'm talking about claims that are designed purely to give you an impression of the speaker.
And this jumps right out in the section on presidential achievements. The NSS claims the president has cemented his legacy as the president of peace.
I mean, that phrase alone moves us from strategy into image building. It then claims he leveraged his deal-making ability to secure unprecedented peace in 8 conflicts over the course of just 8 months.
8 conflicts in 8 months, and they list them. Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran.
Right, Israel and Iran, Pakistan and India, ending the Gaza war. It's a list of some of the most intractable conflicts on the planet.
And from a Frankfurtian perspective, we don't even need to fact-check the durability of these supposed peace deals.
You don't, because the fact is irrelevant to the bullshitter. The purpose of listing these enormous, sweeping achievements isn't to provide, a sober strategic assessment.
It's to create an impression.
An overwhelming impression of the speaker's competence and greatness. It's all about what's going on in the mind of the speaker, not what's going on in the world.
It's about making you think, wow, this person is an incredible success, rather than, okay, here are the real challenges we face. It's image over substance.
Exactly. The focus is completely diverted from the messy reality of foreign policy and placed squarely on the speaker's supposed triumphs.
Okay, let's look at another category. This is the use of language that tries to defy any kind of real categorization, what Frankfurt might call hot air.
This is where the NSS tries to be everything to everyone all at once. For example, it describes its own foreign policy as, and I'm quoting here,
Okay.
pragmatic without being pragmatist, realistic without being realist, principled without being idealistic, muscular without being hawkish, and restrained without being dovish.
I mean, what does that actually mean? As a policy, what do you do with that? If you're everything, then you're nothing.
It's the point. It's language designed to deflect any possible criticism. You
Yeah.
can't say it's too hawkish because it claims to be restrained. You can't say it's too idealistic because it claims to be realistic.
It's just a string of positive-sounding words that don't add up to a coherent position.
And that makes it, in Frankfurt's terms, not germane to the enterprise of describing reality. It's pure hot air. It's speech that's empty of actual definable content.
Which is pretty damning for a document that promises to be concrete and realistic.
It is. And this problem of, let's call it maximal impressiveness, it takes us right back to the introduction of the NSS.
Where they criticize past strategies for being laundry lists of wishes?
Exactly, because then you turn to their own section. What do we want overall? And what you find is, well, it's an absolutely astonishing laundry list.
So what's on the list?
Oh, everything. Full control over our borders, the world's most powerful, lethal military, the world's most robust, nuclear deterrent, plus next-generation missile defenses, including a Golden Dome.
Okay, so those are huge, very ambitious security goals.
They are, but it doesn't stop there. The list also includes the restoration and reinvigoration of American spiritual and cultural health and growing strong traditional families.
Wait, growing strong families is listed as a national security goal.
It is, and this is where any pretense of constraint is just abandoned. How does a strategy document concretely connect the means of the state to the end of spiritual health?
It can't. The goal seems to be to sound as impressive and all-encompassing as possible, not to be operational realistic.
It's a classic case of making assertions without paying attention to anything except what it suits one to say. The discipline of strategy is sacrificed for the art of appealing to everyone.
Which leads us to the final area. If those are the ends, what about the means, the tools the strategy says we have available?
Right. A realistic strategy needs realistic tools. But when we look at Section 3, available means, we see that same rhetorical puffery, that same hot air.
It starts out predictably enough, I assume.
It does. It lists the world's leading financial system, the most powerful and capable military, abundant natural resources. These are all tangible, measurable assets. But then, mixed right in with those are these highly abstract means. Things like a still nimble political system, unmatched soft power, and my personal favorite, the courage, willpower, and patriotism of the American people.
Courage and willpower are listed as available means, like alongside the military and the economy.
Yes. And, I mean, you have to ask, how do you operationalize courage as a strategic tool to build a missile defense system?
You can't. It's impossible. It's confusing a national ideal with a strategic asset.
It serves no objective purpose in the strategic plan. It's just puffery. It's language that is totally unconnected to a concern with truth, used simply to project a powerful, confident national image.
So, if we pull all this together, we're not saying the NSS is a lie. We can't know if the authors are intentionally saying things they know to be false.
No, but the pattern is clear. The constant focus on projecting an image of overwhelming success, the use of language designed to be unchallengeable, the reliance on abstract means like willpower, it all points directly to Frankfurt's definition of bullshit.
It shows an indifference to the actual messy constraints of reality in favor of projecting a self-aggrandizing image.
That's the essence of it. The author's more concerned with how they appear than with describing how things really are.
So why does this matter for you, the listener? Why should we care if our national security strategy is filled with this kind of impressive-sounding rhetoric?
Frankfurt gives us a very clear warning about this. He says that when we're constantly exposed to bullshit, we risk a loss of confidence in objective inquiry itself. We start to lose the ability to tell the difference between what's real and what's just performance.
So it's not just about one document being flawed. It's about a potential degradation of our ability to think clearly about reality.
Yes, and that's the final provocative thought we want to leave you with. Frankfurt warns that for the bullshitter, the normal habit of attending to the ways things are may become attenuated or lost.
They might start to believe their own hype.
Precisely. So if the people writing our core national strategy are more concerned with projecting an image than with the hard facts of connecting ends and means, what does that say about the long-term competence and really the self-awareness of our most important institutions? When the discipline of strategy gives way to the art of rhetoric, you risk losing the ability to see the world as it truly is.